Hi, so this is going to be a video about Lucy Letby, and what I want to look at today is the timeline of all the deaths, because this actually struck me as being a little bit odd. I want to look at the timeline, and then there was an incident and it just stuck out, that just struck me as that's a bit unusual. So generally, the issue I have with the timeline is that there is a cluster of deaths right at the beginning for which she's been convicted. So, you know, several deaths in very, very short succession, and then it peters out, and it consistently peters out, so there's more and more space, more and more time between each death. And given that she's been branded, or she's been convicted as being a serial killer, this is a bit unusual, because normally with a serial killer the frequency of deaths increases, so the time between each gets shorter and shorter as they go along, whereas this is completely the opposite. I mean, never say never, but this just struck me as that is a bit odd. So I'll go through the timeline, and you'll be able to see what I mean. So apparently, I mean, the first events for which she is convicted, that's Child A, that is on the 8th of June 2015. Child B, between the 8th and 11th of June, but they reckon she commits the offence about 28 hours after, so that's like 2 days. And then Child C is the 14th of June. So we have these three cases in 8 to 14th, that's 6 days, so that's one every 2 days. So she starts off with this very close cluster, and apparently, you know, if so, that is a bit weird, that it starts off with a cluster like that, and then the next Child D is the 22nd of June, so between the 14th and the 22nd, so that's, let me do my sums, that's 8 days, so it's kind of getting a bit longer each time already. Now the 2nd of July, this is when an alarm is raised, so that's, no offence has been committed there, but you know, they've noticed, that the hospital have noticed, that's a lot of deaths quite suddenly. They're not focusing, they are told that Letby was on shift those times, but I don't think they've honed in on her quite yet. So the next death then, for which she's convicted, that's the 4th of August. So, you know, you've got quite a bit of time in between. Now, it is possible she's gone on summer holiday, so that could account for, you know, for the gap of time there. Okay, so next one, that's actually the 5th of August, Okay, so that is a day later, but then you get the 7th of September. So now we're over a month in between. Then so that's an attempted murder. Then you have child G, attempted murder. That is the 21st of September, so that is 2 weeks later. Then you have child I, the murder, or the alleged murder. I mean, she's been convicted of it, but that again is over a month. Then, okay, nothing happens now, but you got 2 alarms being raised. So 23rd of October, another alarm is raised, and they have noticed that, sorry, but it's the end of the working day, I'm really tired. Lucy Letby does seem to be present, or at a lot of these deaths. And then you got the 8th of February. I mean, she's still on the neonatal unit, so it's not like she's moved away. But the 8th of February, there's a review about this, and Letby's connection is mentioned, but nothing actually happens. And then you have another offence, that is attempted murder of child L. That's the 9th of April. So we've gone from, I think it was October to April, that's 7 months, or 6.5 months or something. So that's quite a long time. It's getting longer and longer. I mean, it could be that she's, let's say for argument's sake, she's picked up that, people are starting to notice and maybe connect her to these deaths. Just for an argument's sake, let's say that. Okay, also on the same day you have the attempted murder of child M. Okay, so sorry. Then the 11th of May, another alarm is raised, and again the consensus is that no, this has nothing to do with Lucy Letby. Then the 3rd of June, the attempted murder of child N. So we go from 9th of April to the 3rd of June, so you got nearly 2 months in between here. And then 23rd of June, that's child O. So that is, what we're saying, that is about 3 weeks. Then you got the 24th of June, that's child P. Now there is this cluster then in June, and someone else has picked up that the previous year there was a cluster in June, and I mean, I don't know if that's significant or not, but and at this point, on the 24th of June, Letby is removed, I believe, but it stops at child P. So, but generally speaking, you're starting off with this sudden cluster, and you can see that it progressively, the gaps between each death or each collapse, they generally speaking get progressively larger and larger. So you're starting off with, you know, 1 or 2 days, you're ending up with, you know, months. So the other point which struck me as a bit unusual was, I think, was it for child K? This occurred on the second day of an inspection. If I go back to that, oh, we've just got child I to child L. So, okay, this is, I mean, I've got this from The Guardian, so I'm missing child K here. But what had happened was that, and I can't remember whether the child died or collapsed, but this Lucy Letby was alleged to have done this on the second day of an inspection of the unit. So that strikes me as strange. You know, if you are intending to harm a baby in a hospital, would you really do it when people are coming round to inspect the unit? You know, when you could easily be caught doing it. That just doesn't make sense to me. So those were just the things that stuck out as a bit weird to me. And, you know, it doesn't mean that she's guilty or innocent either way, because, you know, you can never say never. But as I say, it was something I've noticed, so I thought I would share it. So yeah, please like, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.